Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vagartha Viva Sampraktau Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Yenakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam. All right. So, important things that we should recall is what? The whole language is for communication. The communication is done using sentences, vakyas. Sentences are made up of words called padas. Padas are basically of two types. One is called tinganta, one is called subanta. Ending in ting pratyayas, ending in sub pratyayas. The heart of a sentence is the action, which may be represented by a tinganta shabda, a pada, or by a subanta pada. To start with, we are going to look at tinganta. That's where we begin. But we have to bring in the actions through subanta pada also later. It's very important for us. We will do that. So, before we enter into tinganta pada, we wanted to understand what are karakas. What are karakas? Factors which help accomplish an action. How many karakas did we count? Numbers important, 6 of them. First one is what? Karta, the agent. Second one is what? Karma, object, which means what is the agent of the action trying to accomplish through the action, the most important thing. Third, karanam, an instrument. Fourth, sampradana. What is that? The recipient in an action of giving. Don't think it's only limited to yajna, okay? An act of teaching, giving the teaching is also sampradana. So I'm giving a teaching, you're receiving it, you will be sampradana. Shishyaya patham karoti. Shishyaya, 4th case will come, sampradana. So don't think it's purely yajnadana. And moreover, all these karaka definitions I'm giving you are the most significant aspects of the definition. Do not assume that it is complete. The definitions of every karaka could be extended some more, and is extended. Okay? But this, if you remember, at least you remember the most important aspect. Everything else is secondary. All right? So we went up to sampradana. Next one is what? Apadana. Apadana means what? The origin, from where something begins. Then the 6th one is what? Adhikaranam, the location, in space, in time, or a subject matter under discussion. Vishaya Saptam. Right? This is the 6 karakas. Now, among these, when we have a tinganta pada, it has to go along, it has to denote either a karta or a karma or the action which is called bhava. 3 things can denote. The denotion is called, abhidhanam. Abhihita means denoted by. That word, keep in mind. See, I am using words very carefully because when we step into Panini one day, you will find it is easy. We shouldn't have to struggle more at that time. All things are being set up, keeping that in view already. Abhihitam means what? Denoted by. That's how we'll translate. Denote means what? The verb, the Tingantapada, its number and its person. What is number? Ekavachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachana. What is person? First person, Prathama Purusha. Second person, Madhyama Purusha. Third person is what? Sorry, first person, Uttama Purusha. Second person, Madhyama Purusha. Third person, Prathama Purusha. This Prathama Purusha is always a problem. Somehow Prathama and one goes together in the head, you know. So, in that, what are the definitions? Uttama is I. Singular is I. Dual will be we both. Plural will be we all. In this context, you remember what? What are the words for this? Aham, avam, vayam. That is what it is. Aham, avam, vayam. Then second person is what? Madhyama Purusha. You. You, you both, you all. How will you say it? Tvam, yuvam, yuyam. Asmat Shabda and Yushmat Shabda in the Shabda Rupas. Sarvanama. If you didn't understand this, don't worry. I haven't introduced it in this class yet. All right. So now a Tingantapada, when we say it denotes the Karta, the agent, the number and the person of the agent must match the number and person of the Kriya of the action, of the agent of the action. Right. So basically, the verb and the agent of the action have to correlate in terms of number and person. We will understand that clearly. Right. And the second possibility is what? That the action must denote the object, the karma. If it denotes the karta, such a usage is called Kartari prayoga. Kartari prayoga. Kartari is Kartar Shabda, 7th case singular. We haven't done the noun forms yet, but just letting you know for those who know. Karmani prayoga is second. What is that? Where the Tingantapada denotes the object of the action. So what will happen there? The person and the number of the action must match the person and number of the object of action, not the agent. Okay. And the third one is called bhave prayoga, where the speaker chooses neither to highlight the agent nor the object and is just talking of an action, which means there is no person, no number really. But in the grammar, we have to fit it somewhere. Therefore, third person singular is taken as the form for everything, for bhave prayoga. Okay. This much of what we did, hopefully you remember. And what is lakara? What was lakara? Lakara stands just for la. La is what? A vyanjana, a consonant that cannot even be pronounced by itself. In order to pronounce it, we add a pratyaya. Varnat karaha iti vartika. So you add that, you get lakara. Now that lakara, to that I add a supratyaya and I made lakaraha, lakaro, lakara. No problem. I have a way to work with it. It's a word now. It's a padam. Have to make a padam. Cannot use anything in a sentence except a padam. A word. And what's a word? Has to end sup or ting. No other way. Therefore, lakara. And why lakara? That la is common to all 10 flavors. And we will see how Panini will very effectively use that la to do the whole business in the grammar. All right. So with that background, we will now go a little further. Okay. All right. So we saw this. Subanta, Tinganta, two things, right? I mentioned Kriya is also called Akhyata yesterday. Just want you to keep that word in view. Karakas we just saw just now. All the Karakas. Nothing new here. Purusha, Uttama, Madhyama, Prathama Purusha. We saw that. Vachana, number, Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam, singular, dual, plural. Then Tingantapada. No gender. So I said Tingantapada is what? An optional upasarga plus a dhatu plus a ting pratyaya. Yeah. So dhatu is the root. There are about 2,000 roots in the language and many millions or in countless number of roots you can derive data. Okay. Upasarga is a prefix which can modify or emphasize or enhance the meaning of what is being said by the dhatu. Ting pratyayas, 4 factors we looked into. It should contain 4 or 5 things. What are they? Abhidhana vachaka. So now, yesterday I didn't say more. Now I added what the pada denotes. What is it? Karta, karma, or bhava. Document may look same, but it is changing subtly. Okay. Kala vachaka. It is a tense, past, present, or future. Prakara vachaka, as I said, is the sense of the word. Okay. So in this context, give me a second. Let me share something with you. Do I have it handy? Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. See, in this context, I just want to mention something for you, right? That when we are talking of verbs and nouns, etc., like we saw yesterday, there is a 3x3 matrix, correct? When we are making this Tinganta, adding with 3% and 3 numbers. This whole process where the words change because of the Latin and English background, Greek background, there's a word which they use, which is called a conjugation. Conjugation means you start with a root and you come up with these 9 forms. This is called a conjugation. When it comes to nouns, we will have another kind of thing where also there will be 3 persons and 7 what we call vibhaktis, cases. That will be called a declension. That's the English translation for our what we do. Okay, we call Tinganta, Subanta to be, we processed for all those forms. They will call it conjugation and declension for those who are used to the English way of looking at it. All right. So in that context, I thought it's better to understand how they describe it. So we don't think conjugation is something strange to us. Conjugation just means bhavati, bhavata, bhavanti. Okay, nothing more than that. That's all we need to understand. So the conjugation of verbs, they say, this is got from the web, okay? Nothing original here. Conjugation of verbs is the linguistic process in which a verb changes its form in order to reflect aspects like person, number, tense, mood, etc. This is exactly what we discussed in Lakara yesterday, okay? Changes in the verb can be by way of inflections, they say. What is inflection? Inflection is the change of a word to express a particular grammatical function or attribute, typically sense, mood, person, number, gender. So you can see it goes round and round, okay? You're just having a basic form which you play with to bring in the idea of the gender, number, person, etc. Okay? So this is called a conjugation. Is this understood? See, voice is what I'm calling prayoga. Kartari, karmani, bhave. In English, they'll say active voice, passive voice. Mood. This mood I told you. I call it prakara vachana. All right. And interestingly, the mood very clearly is the mood in English grammar does not refer to the emotion of the action. Okay. Then it is the intentional speaker to be understood by the mood. And what are moods in English? You will find moods like indicative mood, imperative mood, subjunctive mood, I don't know how many of you would know these in English grammar, but for whatever it's worth, if you are familiar with that, then you can make some correlation in your mind, what a mood means. This is what I am calling prakara vachana. Prakara vachaka or prakara vachana. So interestingly, here the imperative mood is, it says, makes a verb into a command or a request. So a request is also included in imperative mood. And this is one of the features of lot lakara and vidhiling lakara. And therefore, the lot lakara is translated as imperative mood. It's not just that, there is more to it, but it's translated as imperative mood. And you can see the example. Bring the bottle over here. Make me a cup of tea, please. Please is polite, but that is also called imperative. Okay? Let her take her own decisions. That is also imperative. Now, in when we do Sanskrit, they will sometimes say, let will be vidhiling, potential. So this is how this word mood, there's something called subjective mood, conditionals. See, if you change this dress, I will take you with me. If you were in your shoes, I would not do it. This kind of thing is also in Sanskrit, and we call it ring lakara. Okay, not exactly. I'm not trying to make a one-on-one correlation. But if you're familiar with the English grammar, I want you to get the benefit of it. If you're not familiar, don't worry about it. All right. So the idea is the verb has a lot more to convey in terms of these aspects. The time or a particular type of something is being communicated, whether it's a request, whether it's a decision, whether it's a command, whether it's a potential conditional happening. All these are somehow to be accommodated within the lakara. Lakara should tell you everything. All right. Then let's go back. So this is abhidhana, kala, prakara. Purusha, you know what it is. The person. Vachana is number. Now, ting pratyaya is really what? It is a set of 9 pratyayas. 3 by 3 matrix that gives you the word forms in each of the 3 persons in association with each possible number. Okay. The kala and prakara are both accomplished by means of a lakara. All this we have seen yesterday. Abhihita, I told you, is what it denotes. This is connecting to this abhidhana vachaka, which somebody asked me a question in the end of class yesterday. Abhidhana is a noun. Abhihita is another kind of non-participle form. Same dhatu, same meaning essentially, just a different form. So it all depends on what the speaker wants to communicate. So if the speaker emphasizes the agent, it becomes Kartari prayoga. We saw this yesterday. I want you to keep this well in your head. So I'm going there again now. In Kartari prayoga, what happens? What's the main thing you have to remember? The agent of the action is denoted by the verb. All right. What does it mean? If you have one agent, right, and he or she is the agent of the action, then that prathama purusha, see, uttama purusha is I, right? If I am the agent of the action, this is the word. If we both are, then it fits here. If we all are, it fits here. Am I making sense or am I losing you? Will become clear when we go for an example, okay? If this is what it is, then you are the end. I'm using the word action to mean any dhatu. I'm not giving you a particular action, right? Okay? If you both are doing, then it fits here. Madhyama Purusha, Dvachana. And if you all are agents, then it fits here. If neither you nor me is the agent, he, she, or it is the agent. Karta, agent is karta, kartrakaraka. If there are two who are other than me and you, there are dual then. And if there are many agents other than you and me, this fits in this cell. Okay. Now let us try to understand what it means by looking at one dhatu. Okay. Now I told you lakara of many flavors. One present tense, 3 past tenses, 2 futures, and 4 more indicators. But right now we are going to stick to just present tense. All right. Now, first, I'm taking a dhatu. Okay. Sorry. A dhatu is read like this. Patha, vaktayam, vachi. Means the root in Panini's Dhatupada. Dhatupatha is a reading of all the basic roots in the language. It's included in one text called Dhatupatha. Literally means reading or listing of dhatus. What will it include? It will include a sequential listing of dhatus, beginning with bhu, bhusattayam, etc. In that group beginning with bhu, somewhere in the middle is patha. Patha vaktayam vachi means it is a clearly enunciated word. That's what patha means. Enunciating or saying a word clearly, loudly. All right. What kind of a dhatu is it? It belongs to the first group among 10 groups of within the dhatus. 2000 dhatus are divided into 10 groups. Among them, the first group is called bhuadi, means the group beginning with bhu. Where does it end? When the next group begins, adadi. When it begins, bhu has ended. So you're just dividing the sequential list by a point in the list. So this belongs to the first group called bhuadi. What kind of endings does it take? Parasmaipadi. We will look into it more. It is one, I told you, dhatus can take either parasmaipadi endings or atmanepadi endings or either of the endings. All right. Now, there is one set of endings called parasmaipadi. I will explain it more a little later. So don't let your mind be caught up with that. Sakarmaka means the verb can accept an object, can take an object. Reading means read what? You can ask the question, therefore it takes an object. All right. So the meaning is what? To learn, to read, to study. Okay. Padhna, seekhna. That's the Hindi meaning given. All right. Now, when I want to say what will be the forms for this dhatu if I want to use it in the present tense, you can only have the action for a third person, first person, or second person. There is no fourth person involved, correct? And there are only 3 numbers possible: singular, dual, or plural. So all possibilities of how the verb can be created in Vartamana Kala is covered by this matrix. Are you with me? Is this clear? I'm saying any action. Now I'm talking of an action in the present tense. One lakara we're taking, lat. Don't worry about the rest. That action has to be performed by one of 3 persons. First, second, or third. All right. And it can only be one of 3 numbers: singular, dual, or plural. Correct? So I have covered the entire universe of possibilities in the 3 by 3 matrix. Are you with me? So now I'm saying, if we have a word for each of these 9 spots, you can now say it for any agent. You pick the right word depending on the agent. Is it third person, first person, or second person? Who will first person be? I, we both, we all. How is it said in Sanskrit, which we'll see later? Aham, I. Avam, we both. Vayam, we all. Okay. You is said by what? The word tvam. You both, yuvam. You all, yuyam. Very good is you. You have you in yuyam. Okay. Nice to remember. So you and yuyam go together. Yushmad, you is there also. Very interesting. So Third one is what? Anything other than I and you, which means what? Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Hari, Narayana. You use any name, Lata, you know. It could be a thing, a tree, a book, a paper. Anything can be third person. Anything other than I and you. Now, who will read? Will a tree read? No. A human being will read. Correct? Therefore, first person will only be I, we both, we all. Second person will be you, you both, you all. Third person will be what? Any other one. You can give a name. You can give Indians. You can say British. You can say, tribals. Doesn't matter what you say. They're all third person. 1, 2, or 3. 1 tribal, 2 tribal, 3 tribals. Are you with me? So you're covering the entire universe with these 9 forms for present tense for one meaning, to read. Is this clear? Okay. Now that is what is the example. So we have a dhatu, patha. We have a dhatu, which is called patha. All right. For now, you understand one thing. Give me 1 second. Let me share something with you. Or I'll do it later. I'll do it in a minute. Okay. The dhatu is patha. We have to add endings. So the endings you don't know right now. But first ending is in ting is ti. You add patha, ti to patha, you'll get what? Pathati. Ti, taha, anti. Ti is the ending for third person, singular. Taha is the ending for third person, dual. Anti is the ending for third person, plural. Is this clear? Now what do? You add dhatu, patha plus that. There are some changes involved. It's not just adding blind, okay? There are some things which happen. We will discuss that later. But what's the word you'll get? Pathati. What does it mean? He, she, it reads. Clear? Not I, not you. Second is what? Pathataha. What does that mean? They both read, whoever it is. Pathanti means what? They all read. Is this clear? All right. Second, you read. Pathasi. Pratyaya is si. Think pratyaya for this position in the matrix is si. Pathathaha. You both read. Thaha is the pratyaya. And third one is what? Plural. For second person. What is it? Pratyaya is tha. Patha plus tha. Pathatha. What does it mean? You all read. Then Uttama Purusha. First person. Who? I. I read. What's the pratyaya? Me. Patha plus me. Becomes what? Won't become patami. Becomes pathami. Why? We will see later. Rules are there. Patha and second, this in dual for first person is avaha. It becomes, sorry, not avaha, vaha. Me, vaha, maha. Vaha becomes pathavaha. A comes extra. And patha plus maha becomes pathamaha. What is important here is this. You catch this ti. You catch this taha. You catch this anti. Catch this much. Forget the root for a minute. What will you know? Is it first person, singular, dual, or plural? That much you should know. Third person, singular, dual, or plural. Second person, singular, dual, plural. How? Ti, taha, anti, si, taha, tha, mi, vaha, maha. That much you recall. All right. What have we covered? Parasmaipadi ends. For what kind of a dhatu? Some dhatu in the first kana. Now, just to make this understanding clear, let us say this was, instead of read, was to see. Instead of dhatu patha, we'll use another dhatu, which has a meaning of to see. What will it mean in the first position in the matrix? It will be he, she, or it sees. Correct? I want to demonstrate that to you. So this method, see, now you notice this now. Important thing we have to notice is he, she, or it reads. That he is what? Singular. Here this pathati is what? Singular. He is third person. Here pathati is in third person location. See, this pathati is third person singular form of patadhatu. What goes along with it? He. He is what? Third person singular of a pronoun he. Okay? Suppose it was Rama. Rama is not you, not me. Therefore, it's third person. Singular and masculine. In case of Rama, it's Sita, feminine, but singular. And third person. Sita is also third person. Rama is also third person. Anything other than I and you is third person. So third person singular can go with third person singular. This is what we call by denoting. So if there are two people, two boys read, you cannot say pathati. Two boys will always go with pathataha. That's what I mean by denote. Many boys has to go with pathati. Right? One boy reads many books. Two boys read, one boy reads one book, makes no difference. Pathati will remain pathati. How many books he reads is the object. That is not denoted by the verb here. Is this clear? I don't mind dwelling on this topic till the cows come home, but this should be in your head very clearly. Okay? Because of the basics of the language. Now let's move to another example. Example I have chosen is to see. So I've just summarized what we discussed. The speaker chooses to highlight the agent of the action through the verb. Highlight means what? The verb goes along with the agent's number and person. That's all I mean by denote. Okay? The verb denotes the agent. The person and number of the verb matches the person and number of the agent. This is valid for what? All roots, whether it's akarmaka or akarmaka, transitive or intransitive. Okay? This much is important. Now we take a second example. What is dhatu now? Drish dhatu. Dhatu is drish. How does Panini define that? Drishir prekshane. Prekshane means to see. He's giving you a meaning in Sanskrit. Drishir prekshane parasmaipadi means endings will be titahanti. What is it? Will it take an object? Yes, sakarmakaha. Forget about anit for now. What does it mean? To see, to look. We are interested now in knowing the 9 forms for present tense only. Lat lakara. One of the 10 lakaras. Okay? Lat lakara. So what will we do? We have to take the dhatu and add the endings. All right? Now, here what we will find is sorry, I made a mistake. Closing something. Yeah. Although we found that in case of patha, the dhatu patha, pathati, you could see the form patha. Correct? In some dhatus, for whatever reason, in certain forms, in certain lakaras, the form will change. Form will change. Deliberately, I picked an example like that. Drish dhatu, when you want to make a present tense, will not become drishyati. Drishyati, it won't be drishyati. It will be what? Pashyati. It will become pashyati. You don't know this, but you have to know this. In time, you have to know this. How will I know, Swamiji? This has to be known by knowing. There is no other way. No tricks here, okay? Drish becomes pashya. That much you have to remember. Drish will become pashya. Bhu becomes bhava. How we will look into it later for some of them. But drish becomes what? Pashya. Before you start adding the endings, you have to convert drish to pashya. Now you start. Pashyati, pashyataha, pashyanti, pashyasi, pashyathaha, pashyatha, pashyami, pashyavaha, pashyamaha. What does it mean now? Pashyati. You should imagine in your mind, where does it sit in the matrix? Third person singular. That's the order we're going. Third person singular, dual, plural. Second person singular, dual, plural. First person singular, dual, plural. That's the order we recite in. Therefore, as soon as you hear the first word, what will it mean? Third person singular. Are you with me? So now look at this matrix again. We will go back to the matrix we're looking at for this time. So now what happens is you get a matrix. First one is what now? Pashya. Drish became Pashya. Pashya plus ti becomes what? Pashyati. What does it mean? He, she, it sees. Sees something. I'm not saying what. Sees. Second form is what? Pashya plus tastaha. Becomes what? Pashyataha. What does it mean? They both see. Clear? Then what? They all see. Pashyanti. Pashyasi. What will it mean? Second person, you. Number, singular. Don't let the access go away. Singular, second, madhyama. Therefore, what? You see. Pashyataha. You both see. I hope you all see, okay? Pashyatha. You all see. See means you understand. All right? Then, first person, the first person is what? Uttama Purusha. What will it be? Singular. Pashyami. What does it mean? I see. Pashyavaha. We both see. Pashyamaha. What will it mean? We all see. Is this clear? Any difficulty here? Now, if I replace with anything else, bhu means to be. Bhu means what? To be. All right. So now, look, if you want to just have fun, what do you do? Sorry, I should do something different before I start having fun. I have to show you something, right? I'm going to change my sharing now for a minute. Come back. So now we will share the browser with you. Okay. So now this is the app called ashtadhyayi.com, which I have shared with you long ago. Okay. You're able to see it, right? Ashtadhyayi.com. In this, you just go for dhatu patha. The link you will find in the README page. Okay. Dhatu patha. What do you find? This is exactly what the dhatu patha is. Bhusattayam, edvriddhau, spardha sangharshe, etc. That's how it is read. In sequence, as given in Panini's dhatu patha. First dhatu is what? Bhusattayam. Bhu is the first dhatu. All right. What does it mean? Satta, to be. So for us, when Panini writes, he's an Advaitin, okay? What is Advaitam? Asti bhati priyam satchit ananda. What is first? First thing you want to talk in what? Existence. Therefore, first dhatu is bhu. This is a side, not grammar, a side show. How Panini chose the first dhatu. He didn't go with starting with akara. He started with bhu. Second dhatu is edra vriddhau. Vriddhi means what? Growth. How much growth? Limitless growth. Brahman will walk in. Second dhatu. Now, when you come to a dhatu, you just click the dhatu, all right? You just click here like I am clicking. What will it do? It will take you to the next screen. What does it show? All the lakaras for one. Lakara means what? Now, first one is what? Lat. Lat means what? Present tense. Don't worry about the rest. Present tense. Now, bhavati. What form is this? Remember the matrix. What form is it? Third person singular. What is the meaning? To be. Bhu, to be. So, what is the first one meaning will become? Something is. Something is. Or sometimes we can say something becomes. Is or becomes. Other than you and I and me. So, if we start from below, first, bhavami, I am. All right. Bhavavaha, we both are. Bhavamaha, we all are. Bhavasi, what will it mean? You are. Bhavatha, what will it mean? You both are. Why? The meaning of the verb is to be. To be. You both are. To be becomes are. Bhavatha, you all are. Third person, not I, not you. Something other than you and I. He, she, it is. Those two are. Those all are. Is this clear? Yes? Okay. Go back now. Let's say the next dhatu is what? Spardha sangarshe, to challenge, to compete. Okay? Suppose I were to go into that dhatu. All right? What do you see the forms? Spardhate. Okay. Sorry, let me not go there right now. That's atmanepadi ending. We can do it. No problem. Let me do it. No big deal. So you'll know what happens. Okay. Now the endings are different. It is not titahanti. It is te, ite, ante. Endings are different. Okay. Meanings are the same. Spardha means what? To compete. Spardhe, I compete. Uttama Purusha. I'm looking at this form. I compete. Spardhavahe, what will it be? We both compete. Spardhamahe, we all compete. Spardhase, you compete. Spardhethe, you both compete. Spardhadve, you all compete. Spardhate, she competes. She, he, it. Spardhete, they both compete. Spardhante, they all compete. Is this clear? No, let me go back. Now you can see, I can pick any dhatu here, okay? Any dhatu. Blind. I'll pick any one of them. So for example, I pick the dhatu Vand. Vand means what? To salute. Whether once you know the meaning, to venerate, etc., you should have no difficulty in telling me the meaning of each of these 9 words, present tense. Can you do that? Do you think you have a difficulty doing it? This is atmanepada. Te, ite, ante. Makes no difference in the meaning. Meaning is exactly the same. Except there are 2 types of endings. One is called atmanepada endings. One is called parasmaipada endings. All right. Now, what does happen sometimes is this, like you saw, when you saw drish, it became pashya, right? So certain forms change before you add the ending. That we have to know. But if you are using this website, you come and look at any one form, it will show you what it means. So all these are dhatus. There are 2000 dhatus like this, okay? So you can keep on seeing it till the cows come home. And your vocabulary will grow if you have a time for it. Don't have to do it, but I'm just showing you how it is there. It's all present. All right. Now, what you would do to play with this is, instead of coming here to this website, you could use a finite set. What's a finite set? You go to your book called Dhatu Rupa Manjari. You go to your book called Dhatu Rupa Manjari. And 1 second. I will open that file in here. Dhatu Rupa Manjari. All right. Are you with me now? I've just opened the book called Dhatu Rupa Manjari, which is also there. The link for it is in the README file, or you buy this book. It's very cheap and useful reference to have with you. Okay. Now, you see what here in the page 5, you will find what I just showed you. Titaha, anti, sitaha, tha, mi, vaha, maha. Endings generically for present tense. Not for all dhatus, for certain dhatus. We'll look at it later, why and how. For now, this is sufficient. But if it's atmanepada, the endings are different. Te, ite, ante, etc. Te, ite, ante, se, ite, dve. You correct this E to A in your book. It should be A, vahe, mahe, not E. It's a mistake. Could be right, but I would prefer to call it a mistake so that when we do Panini, you'll be more comfortable. Okay? Can change it to A. All right. Now, same way he gives the ending for other lakaras, which we are not interested right now. I don't want to get distracted. We spoke of upasargas yesterday. You will find that here. Some explanation of what is upasarga, some examples. Okay? In Dhatu Manjari. I'm not asking you to look at it right now. Focus right now is lat lakara for some dhatus. So he gives the example. Saha bhavati, tau bhavataha, te bhavanti. Using a pronoun. Tat. We will look at it later. All right. Now I want you to show you how to play with it. So what did he do? He gives you one example for parasmaipada. Bhu dhatu, parasmaipada, akarmaka dhatu. Okay. Second example he will give is lab dhatu, okay, which is atmanepadi endings. Basically, one dhatu bhu for parasmaipada endings, one more dhatu labha to get atmanepada endings. This is clear. Two endings. You should know the 9 endings for each type. Then once you have that, you move a little further. And what you will find, starting with this page, no number here, I can't see a number. 11. Okay, page 11 on Dhatu Manjari, what you will find is a limited list of dhatus. Okay, it's not an exhaustive list. When you look at the Ashtadhyayi site, you will find 1,000 odd. Whereas here, he will tell you first conjugation has got 1,079 roots, but he will list only 100 or 200, which are commonly used, relatively more commonly used. What do you do now? You look at this. Bhu is the first dhatu. Okay, ending is what? Ti, taha, anti. You remember the endings? We saw it on page 5. Now, to what should I add it? If the form changes, he will give it to you in brackets here. Bhava. Bhava plus ti will become bhavati. So you know how the dhatu will change in order to be declined, be conjugated. Second one is what? Anch. Anch, there's nothing else. Just add one a, okay? If nothing is said, add one a. Anch plus a, anch, anchati. Third person singular forms are given here. What will it mean now? First, bhavati is. Anchati, worship. He, she, it worships. Atati, wanders. Atati, goes about constantly. He, she, it. Are you with me? Now, you have a good set to start finding words. You should be able to create these words and know their meaning without any help from anybody else. To remember all of them will take time. I appreciate that. But what's important is that you know the method now. And once you understood one, I only have to extend it a little to make you understand all. I only first want to make you understand lat lakara. Others will be a breeze. Because you understand the concept well. Right? So many dhatus are given. So you can see where the form changes. R cannot become riti. It will become richati. All right? Ejati, kankshati, kujati, karshati, kroshati. Lot of words are given. Each will have a meaning. So, for example, kranda means what? 16th one, to cry. What will krandati mean? Third person singular. He, she, it cries. That's it. Singular. All right. So like this, you will find a whole list. Gam dhatu means what? To go. Very common meaning. To go. But the form is not gamati. Becomes what? Gacha. Gachati means what? He goes. She goes. Gachataha. They both go. They all go. Gachanti. Gachamaha. We all go. Gachami. I go. Gachasi. You go. Simple. Words are too many. But what's the problem? You have to know what? Ti taha anti si taha ta mi vaha maha. Job is over. Okay? Just add them. Template is given. This is how Sanskritam works. Same concept will be used for nouns in a different way. Slightly different. But idea is the same. You have a template which you follow. And there will be exceptions. There will be exceptions. Exceptions are many. Not too many, but some exceptions will be there. Okay. So you have to know, see, gai, to sing, does not become gaiti, it becomes gayati. And there are rules to arrive at these that I will teach you. That's my job. First step, you learn what ti means, what taha means, what anti means. See the book and know how the forms are formed. Now, how to arrive at these forms from the root, we will take it when we learn sandhi. Okay? So there are a whole bunch of roots like this. You can see. Not one or two, many. So somebody wanted me to give exercise. The exercise is here. All of them you study. Have time, write 3 into 3 matrix for at least 10 dhatus. Write them. Write the meanings. See whether you understand. If you have a question, come back. It's very simple. If the same thing is given you as a fill in the blanks or something, you will call it exercise, okay? I am not doing that right now. We will do it also, but not right now. Okay? Is this clear? When I don't see your faces, I don't know. Now I see your faces again. Is it clear? Sanskritam easy or not? See what you know until now, okay? Don't look at what all I have to know. What you have known so far, is it easy or not? It's very easy. In fact, it is easier than English. Because English, you don't know how to say English or English. How do you know? E. You don't know how to pronounce E. K-N-I-F-E. What is it now? K-N-O-W is what? Kno. N-O-W is now. Why is K-N-O-W not Kno? Why is it no? N-O is also no. How do you understand the meaning? So difficult. Sanskrit is very simple. What you see is what you hear, is what you write. No silent business. Very straight. And everything with a root will convey the meaning quietly through the root. It's beautiful. And it's straightforward. Now, if you know this method, any root in the whole Dhatu Patha, if you don't know, go and look at Ashtadhyayi. It'll show you what's the forms. Very straightforward. Nowadays, it's so easy. At a click of a button on your simple mobile, you can have ashtadhyayi.com and see it wherever you go. So straightforward. Dhatu Manjari, etc. is a book. Ashtadhyayi is the whole works. Difficulty is Ashtadhyayi has so much, you don't know where to stop. Whereas a book will give you a limited set, which is good enough for us to start. All right. Is this clear? Kartari prayoga is clear. What is Kartari prayoga? What we saw just now. Agent is denoting the action. Now we have to also look at karmani prayoga. We have to look at it. Correct? We will look at it. Let's go back. All right. Now, the next thing we want to look at is karmani prayoga. What is karmani prayoga? The speaker chooses to highlight the object of the action through the verb. Which means what? The verb denotes the object. What does it mean? The number and person of the verb matches the number and person of the object, not the agent. Is that clear? And it is possible only when the dhatu can take an object. It must be sakarmaka. Otherwise, you cannot have karmani prayoga. Because you want to denote the object. And if the root doesn't take an object, it cannot be done. So you cannot make a karmani prayoga for sits, stands, sleeps. Not possible. Okay? Seeing is what? Is it kartari or karmani? See, to see. Has an object? See what? Has an object. Therefore, it is sakarmaka. Therefore, you can do both kartari prayoga as well as karmani prayoga. Clear? All right. Now, what is karmani prayoga? Same idea you pick up now. Now, what happened is, here I was saying in the previous slide, he, she, it is the agent of the action. Now, what I will change the language to is the object of the action. That one word I have changed. Understand what denote means? Example we will see in a minute. But in the Kartari Prayoga, I said, he, she, or it is the agent of the action, third person. He, she, it to say it's neither you nor me. All right. Go to first person. I am the object of an action. First person dual, we both are the object of an action. Third person, we all are the object of an action. Second person will be what? You are the object of the action. In Kartari Prayoga, you are the agent of the action. Here, you both are the object of the action. You all are the objects of an action. Everything is related to action. What are the two things you have to remember? Karta or karma. All right. Now, if this is how the setup is, somehow the form must indicate this or not. When you look at the word, it should be able to tell, is it Kartari Prayoga or Karmani Prayoga? You must be able to distinguish. There has to be a way. Sometimes the forms are identical. You can only distinguish by context. By context, you can distinguish. Just by looking at the verb, you may not be able to tell. You have to look at the context. All right. Now, let us take an example. So, one thing you have to remember, in Karmani Prayoga, every root in the language, without exception, will only take atmanepadi endings, atmanepada endings. Is this clear? Every root in the language, when in Karmani Prayoga, will take atmanepada endings. What are they? For latlakara, te, ite, ante. We saw just now, right? We saw the one of the dhatus. We'll see one more now in a few. Okay. We saw one, right? Or we saw ed. These are all atmanepada. So now it's atmanepada endings. And secondly, there could be some other changes happen. All right. You will find sometimes one ya will come in between. All right. These things you don't know yet. But what's important, I'm only focusing on what Karmani Prayoga, what is the meaning. That's all our focus is right now. Let's move to the next slide now. What does it say now? Example is same dhatu. Drishir prekshane, to see. Okay. And the matrix is similar. Now, the object for seeing I have chosen as a crow. Okay. Third person is crow for me right now. All right. Therefore, drishyate is the form. Third person, singular form is drishyate. Where? In Karmani Prayoga. Pashyati means the agent sees. Drishyate means the object is seen. And what is the object? Third person. Therefore, it is not me who is seen. It is not you who is seen. What is it? Something other than you and I. What have I chosen? A crow. I have chosen a crow as an example. Kakaha. Kaka is a crow. Kakaha drishyate. I could say Ramaha drishyate. All right. Kakaha drishyate. Kakaha drishyate means what? A crow is seen. What is crow in the sentence? It is the object. By who? By Ramesh. A crow is seen by Ramesh. Who is the agent? Ramesh. But Ramesh is going in third case, not in first case. What is going in first case? Kaka. It is denoted. Whatever is denoted will go in first case. We will come to that later again. Kaka drishyate means what? A crow is seen. Kaka pashyati means what? Suppose I change to Kaka pashyati. What will I say is the meaning? A crow sees. A crow sees. He is the agent of seeing. Kaka drishyate, a crow is seen. See the difference? Karmani Prayoga, crow became the object. Same Kaka with pashyati will mean what? It's the agent. What does it go with? Now, second is what? I have changed the number of objects now. How many crows? 2 crows. Kakau, Kakaha, Kakau, Kakaha, like Rama Shabda, okay? Kakau is 2 crows. 2 crows are what? The object of being seen. And the verb is what? Drishyete. The form changed with the number of objects. Whereas if it was Kartari Prayoga, what would it be? Oh, all right. Somebody is trying to mark. Please don't do that. I will have to stop sharing others. One second, okay? Come back. Okay. So then, kakaha drishyante. Kakaha means what now? Many crows. Or what? Not the agent, the objects. Drishyante. Suppose they were agents. Pashyanti. Many crows see. Here, many crows are seen. 3 or more. Many is 3 or more. All right. Now, suppose it is the object of being seen is you. What will you say? Tvam drishyase. You are the object of being seen. Tvam drishyase. But if you are the agent of seeing, tvam pashyasi. See the difference? Yuvam drishyete. See, I told you. Second person is always what? Tvam yuvam yuyam. First person is aham avam. Nothing changed. But what changed? You are now the object. You are not the agent. That's what changed. Yuvam drishyete. You both are seen. Yuyam drishyadve. You are all seen. Aham drishye. I am seen. Not I see. I am seen. Object. I am the object. Avam drishyavahe. We both are seen. Vayam drishyamahe. We all are seen. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense. This file will be in your, see, yesterday what I showed you is already in your shared folder. Okay? This will come into the shared folder with its changes. So you can look at it again. But understand the concept well. If you don't understand the words, the endings, drishyate, it doesn't matter today. You will learn it. It's easy. But you understand the concept. Karmani prayoga means what? The object is denoted by the word. In the first one, what? The agent is denoted by the word. Is the difference clear? All right. Third kind of prayoga is called bhave prayoga. What is that? Where neither the agent nor the object are denoted. Then what is denoted? The action. It has really nothing. It's like saying, gamyate. Gamyate. See, by the way, one good discount you have here. Okay. What is that? Karmani prayoga, whatever forms are there. Bhave prayoga has only third person singular form. Only one form. And it is exactly like Karmani prayoga. No difference. Arbitrarily, the language uses third person singular as the one to indicate bhave prayoga. So you have nothing new to learn. Once you learn Karmani prayoga, third person singular form is also used for bhave. So suppose you have the same drish dhatu, drishyate. It means what? Seen. Action of seeing is done. You'll translate as action of seeing is done. By whom? By how many people? What they saw is all irrelevant. The meaning will become action of seeing is done. Or some people will translate as saying sight takes place. See, translations can be, because translating bhave prayoga into English is a headache. You don't get the sense clearly. It's always it's a pain, generally a pain. So when translating, you may not see it. But if you go with a grammar exercise, they will translate like this. The seeing takes place, or seeing is done by Rama, something like that they will say. Karmani prayoga, they would say a crow is seen by Rama. Okay? A crow is seen by Rama. Now, you drop the word crow. Rama is sees. Rama sees. What does he say? I don't want to tell you. I am the speaker. I just want to say Rama sees. This is now this is the Kartari prayoga. Rama is the agent. He sees. I am highlighting Rama. Rama sees. Okay. Rama sees a crow. Highlighting Rama, also specifying the object. Are you with me? Rama sees. Rama is the agent. he is denoted by seeing. Ramaha pashyati. Now what does Rama see? Ramaha kakam pashyati. Second case for crow. Object. Sees a crow. Now, I don't want to say Rama sees what. So I'll just say what? Ramaha pashyati. Now I'll say, if I say convert that to bhave prayoga, karmani prayoga, you cannot because there is no object. I did not tell you an object, but you can make it into bhave prayoga. What does it mean? In English, Rama sees. You want to put it in passive form. What will you say? Seeing is done by Rama. Seeing is done by Rama. And how do you say it in Sanskrit? Ramena drishyate. That's it. Drishyate, third person singular. Suppose seeing is done by Rama, Lakshmana, and Bharata, plural, still drishyate. Because our emphasis is not on the agent who has a number. It's not an object who has a number. There's no person involved because we're talking about action. Therefore, that third person singular is purely arbitrary. It just means that action is happening. We are not interested in saying anything more about it. Okay? If you didn't understand bhave prayoga, don't worry much about it. You don't have to use it much. You better understand Kartari prayoga very well, maximum usage, and karmani prayoga, which is the next. Clear? Clear means understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand how to do it today, it doesn't matter. You will learn. That is what this course is about. You will learn. Understand the concepts, and then you're in business. All right. So this is what I'm trying to show you here in the next slide. Bhave prayoga. Okay. So I have drawn a matrix, but I have put everywhere drishyate, 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 drishyate. Makes no difference because there is no person or object anymore. You don't need all this. What is there is only one form, drishyate. Translation is same. Seeing is done by you, seeing is done by him, seeing is done by me. It's all the same because I'm not saying anything more. I'm just saying seeing. Okay. This is bhave prayoga. So what are the three prayogas? Kartari, karmani, bhave prayoga. Three. All three are important. Kartari is very important. Maximum in the beginning we'll do is Kartari. Karmani is next. Bhave is same form as third person singular of karmani, and only when neither the object or the subject is denoted. All right. The good thing about karmani prayoga is always atmanepadi ending. It's simpler to learn. Once you learned one, you will get it all easily. The ease of learning is much more. You just have to learn one atmanepadi ending, and then you're in business. So you have to know what to learn to get maximum benefit. So I'm telling you what, learn lab shabda, one atmanepadi. Yesterday I said bhu shabda, lat lakara. Now I'm extending your homework to what? Lab shabda. Okay. Labhyate, labhyete, labhyante, labhyase, labhyethe, labhyadve, labhye. So sorry, see, I made it all karmani prayoga, okay? Sorry. I made it karmani prayoga. Same way it will go. In kartari prayoga, it will be labhate, labhete, labhate. One ya extra, okay? Very straightforward. So you have to learn lab shabda. Labhate, labhete, labhante. Labhase, labhete, labhadve. Labhe, labhavahe, labhamahe. You want to see how to do it? I showed you yesterday. You go to our slides. In dhatu slide, you will find lab. Lat lakara, present tense. Do it. Don't worry about rest right now. Do one at least. You have time, do more. You have more time, do even more. More the merrier. But I don't want to put you on a slave labor. If you have job to do, you have less time. Do what's essential to keep this learning going. So the classes are understandable and relatable to you. Okay. 7:10. All right, we can do a little more work. Now, Having said this much, let's go a little further now. Now I want to tell you something. The importance of knowing sup and ting pratyayas. See, sup and ting are two pratyayas which are defining your words. One which defines, there are only two types of words, ending in sup or ending in ting. You have to know the pratyayas, whether you know the words or not, you know the pratyayas. How will it help you? Just now we saw. What did we see? If I were to tell you just now, whichever dhatu, it doesn't matter. Ti, ending is ti, lat lakara. What does it mean? What can you tell me? It is third person, singular, kartari prayoga. You can tell me. Could be, if I say te, you have a doubt whether it's kartari or karmani, but you will know it's third person singular. Me. As soon as I say me, whether it's gachami, pashyami, dhavami, whichever I say, you will know what it's about me. If I say si, it's singular, second person. Gachasi, dhavasi, pathasi, nrityasi, khelasi. See, you catch. You know what? It's third person singular. Sorry, second person singular. Me you catch, first person singular. Maha you catch, first person plural. You see the benefit? You may not know dhatu. Dhatu there are many, but endings are only 9. See how the benefit comes, okay? By knowing 9 endings, you know a lot about the words. People say, Swamiji, it's so difficult, so many endings. 9 endings tells you the whole universe of present tense. What's your problem? So easy. Right? So that is one purpose. Secondly, you will find in Sanskritam, if you have seen old manuscripts especially, I and you cannot read it. Not because it is difficult to read, because of font size or something. That you can take a camera, today everything is easy, You can't read the small print, a credit card, what do you do? Or in the medicine, the blister pack you have, you take a picture, enlarge it. Everything is readable. One camera does everything for you. Everything is in your hand, mobile. So even a manuscript, you can take a picture, a palm leaf manuscript. But you know what? Reading it will be another problem. Why? Because one whole sentence will look like one word. That's how they write. They had to probably economize, They have to pluck leaves and scribble on them with a stylus. It may not have been easy. And they have to store them. So keep everything together. So they will write word after word after word continuously. Who can read it? Only the one who is able to, while reading, parse it in your head and break it into words. Like a computer. How does a computer work? It reads something and parses it. You have big byte parsing or whatever, So you know how to parse based on the computer grammar, language grammar. So you have to parse what you read. Parse means what? You read and split it into words. To split into words, Swamiji, I need Sandhi rules. Correct. You need to know how Sandhi is formed. But apart from Sandhi rules, you also need to know what are the word boundaries. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Serious trouble. Because you will create words that won't exist. Okay? See, in Kannada, there is a word for black pepper. Okay? It is called menasu. Black pepper is called menasu. All right? And the cumin seeds are called jirige. All right? Now, some people pronounce menasu as menasu. Menasu. Extend a little. Now, the word mena is another word in Kannada which means wax. Okay? Suji means a needle. Now, somebody says you put pepper and cumin seeds in your cooking. Mena suji rige. And this fellow says mena suji rige. What does it mean now? Mena is wax, Suji is a needle, and Riga has no meaning. Why? He doesn't know the words. He knows some words and he's doing guesswork to split them. I'm sure you will find similar examples in your own languages. Hundreds probably. Right? I've heard something in Tamil, tippili, pippili, something they will say, I don't remember exactly. But you can make a mess up of splitting. All right. That is exactly what we will do if we don't know word boundaries. We are likely to do. I am telling you the benefits of knowing just 9 endings, okay? Not anything more. See how much is there to learn with one little thing. You know the endings. You know potentially that's a word ending. It's not always. Every ti is not a word ending. Every ti, every taha is not a word ending. But you know it's a potential word ending. Very important. All right. So, and you know the meaning because ti tells you it's third person or second person or first person or singular or dual or plural. Karmani, prayoga, Kartari, prayoga, all that the verb will tell you without knowing the dhatu. Dhatu only gives icing on the cake, meaning. Therefore, pratyaya has so much to tell you. Prakriti pratyaya vyavahara is not simple, okay? Pratyaya is the juice. Prakriti is only meaning, chalega. One way to put it, okay? When I want to highlight dhatu, I'll highlight that. But right now, I'm interested in highlighting what? The pratyaya. Okay? So now, I'm saying there are also, so first thing I'm saying is you should identify pada boundaries to split the words correctly. Second thing is there are rules which will apply only within a word. That sandhi rule will apply when you're forming a word, not between words. For example, just now we saw, when we are seeing, we saw that patha, right, plus anti. Patha plus anti should become normally pathanti. Okay, this is the normal rule of sandhi called savarna dirgha sandhi. We'll study later. Patha plus anti should become what? But like hima plus alaya, Himalaya. Right? I should find a better example. Example where both are hraswa. Not coming to my head right away. Okay. Let us just say, don't worry, our example will come when it comes. Right now it's not. But you understand what I'm saying? A plus a is a. That's the normal rule of sandhi. But when it's forming a word, that rule is superseded by another rule. And that rule will make it patha plus anti is not pathanti, but pathanti. It becomes like that. And to make that sandhi, you should know it's where the word boundary is, because you can do it only within the word, not outside. Panini Maharaj will tell you, within the word when forming, you can use this rule, but you better know which is within the word. Right? So you have to recognize the endings for that purpose also, giving you benefits of knowing the endings, 9 plus 9, 18 endings. And then for understanding everything about the verb except dhatu. All right. With that, what is ting pratyaya? I have talked so much about ting. We have seen something. Now I will show you a little more about it. Panini has defined them in this form. You don't have to know it today. How do they say? Tiptas ji, siptas tha, mipvas mas, ta atham jha, thasatham dvam, idvahi mahing. This is over now. Entire 18 pratyayas. First 9 are what? Parasmaipada. Second 9 are what? Atmanepadi. How are they? 3 persons, 3 numbers. Third person singular, third person dual. I hope you are seeing my mouse. Third person dual, third person plural. Parasmaipada. second person singular, second person dual, second person plural. First person singular, first person dual, first person plural. 9 are over, parasmaipada. Then, second set. Third person singular, third person dual, atmanepada. Right? Same way you continue. 9 plus 9, 18. Kaam ho gaya. This is all there is for all the lakaras. How you will satisfy everything? Then these will all have different avatars. They'll wear different costumes. Okay. All these fellows will wear different costumes and appear in different ways. And you have to now recognize each costume. That's the problem. But basically, it's 18. And every one of those 18 can have a different costume. And to know which costume will apply when is the detailed study of the language. Otherwise, verbs are done. You add ting pratyaya with dhatu, with upasarga, with or without, and you know prayoga, kartari, karmani, bhave, atmanepadi, parasmaipadi, your job is done. Kaam ho gaya. Conceptually, your job is done. Now it's only a matter of digging deeper. Okay. So this is how it is taken. So there, dhatus are classified into 3 types. I mentioned this earlier to you. One is called parasmaipadi dhatu. It will only take these 9 endings. Titahanti. Atmanepadi dhatu will take what? Only the second 9 endings. Atmanepada endings. And some dhatus are called what? Ubhayapadi. Means what? Ubhaya means both. Both type of endings it can take. Not simultaneously. Either that or this. Now, this, they're taking both endings, can be free. You can take either. Or it can be based on a criteria. There used to be a criteria. There is, but not commonly followed. What's the criteria? See, Atma means what? I. Atma means I. If you know the declension of the noun Atman, Atma, Atmano, Atmanaha, Atmanam, Atmano, Atmanaha, Atmana, Atmabhyam, Atmabhihi, Atmane, 4th case singular. What does it mean? For Atma, for oneself. When an action is performed for only for oneself, the result of the action is only for me. I am cooking. If you come, I will ask you, have you had your lunch? I don't want to give you anything. I am cooking only for me. Puja Swami will say, Rukmini cooker, Chota cooker, one man cooking. You don't cook more. No guests are involved. What I cook is only for me. That is Atmane, for myself. Suppose I include my spouse. It is no longer only for me. So when you do an action where the action is intended purely for your benefit, if that dhatu is ubhayapadi, when you do it only for your benefit, you use atmanepada endings. If you do it for the benefit of you and others, you use parasmaipada endings. Very typical usage is in puja. You go to a temple and you tell the priest, do a puja for me. Should he do it for himself or for you? In the sankalpa, he should use parasmaipada. If he is atmanepada, you better catch him. Means he may not know, poor guy. But all I'm saying is, intention is parasmaipada. Similarly, cooking. Mother cooks. For herself? No. Always parasmaipada. Cooks for everybody. I cook. Bachelor, only for myself. Atmanepada. All right? And what does Bhagavan say? In Gita, he says, one who cooks for himself, pachyante naraka nirudha. You should cook for everybody. You should cook for everybody. Prasada. You should take prasada. Right? I don't remember, the Gita was not coming to my head right now. I wanted to say that to you, it's not coming. Anyway, so the point is, this is the traditional meaning of the word Atmanepada. Atma means myself, parasmai for others. Meaning is very clear right there. It's aluk samasa. Fourth case is retained. Atmane, parasmai. The meaning is clear in the word. It is for others, it's for me. But this criteria of saying when to use atmanepada, when to use parasmaipada, this criteria has not been followed for a long time. Which means this rule is mostly not followed. In certain cases, especially in the Veda, we will interpret saying atmanepada is for oneself, etc. But in the language, this meaning has now almost lost its significance. Therefore, either form has the same meaning. You can use either and will have the same generally. But the dhatu should be what? Ubhayapadi. Should allow both. You cannot use unless it allows. If it allows, you can use both. And by looking at the dhatu, you can tell whether it allows or not. That is Panini's brilliance. That's how he put some extra letters to the dhatu. Dukriñ karane. In that kriñ, that nya, kriñ, that nya tells me it's ubhayapadi. That's enough. Everything Panini did, every letter he adds has a meaning. Nothing is done extra. It is said that the Vaiyakaranas would celebrate the reduction of 1/2 matra as though a son is born to them. Putrotsavam manyante. Means the brevity is so important. We don't want to do anything more than what is necessary. Minimum. So these endings have this significance that you have either atmanepada or parasmaipada. All right. But as I said, depends on the dhatu. Therefore, if you were to go back to your dhatu patha, what will you find? It will tell you it's parasmaipada or atmanepada or ubhayapadi. It will tell you. Each dhatu will tell you that in the dhatu patha. Then once you have dhatu, I'm saying now in tinganta, you have all these possibilities. Kartari prayoga. In Kartari prayoga, right? You have 3 possibilities. What are they? Atmanepada ending, parasmaipada ending, or both, depending on the dhatu type. But when you're doing karmani or bhave prayoga, it doesn't matter what dhatu it is. It will always take what? Atmanepada endings. No questions asked. You don't have to think. Kannu mudi, closing your eyes, you can say atmanepada. Blind. That's brilliant. You can be blind means it's thinking, very good for us. Non-thinking, we can get the job done. All right. So that much, I think I have taken most of the time. So let me not extend myself more for now. We will look into it more tomorrow. So now, what do you understood today? You have hopefully understood lat lakara. At least for some dhatu you can look at. And I told you, look at dhatu manjari and look at least the first group dhatus. Bhuadi. You can in fact look at 1, 4, 6, 10. They are in that sequence in your dhatu manjari. You will find it's pretty straightforward. Nothing extra. Very, very straightforward. Look at a few. See you're comfortable. Memorize at least atmanepada endings and parasmaipada endings. What are they? I told you. See, they are not universal. They are not absolutely universal. But for now, I'm saying, you please. Hey, what happened? You please memorize at least what is there here on this. See, you can memorize one word like labhate. That's one way of doing it. All right. Or you memorize from page 5. Titaha anti. Sitha tha. Mi vaham. Te ite ante. Se ite dve. Eva he mahe. Okay. Along with that, you memorize bhu and lab. Totally you have what? 1 lakara. Therefore, 9 plus 9 and 9 plus 9 is 36 total. Okay, not too much. Assuming you've done 9, only 18 more to 18 or 20, 21 to. 27 to go. But I'm saying you correlate this. Labhate, labhete, labhante. Correlate that. Form that in your mind. Sandhi rules you don't know today, but you will see a pattern matching you can do pattern matching and become comfortable. And to do more exercise, what do? You go to Ashtadhyayi and look at more dhatus. Easy. See, this dhatu, manjari, etc. print may not be very clean. Can't read sometimes. If you are in doubt, look at ashtadhyayi.com. Go to Dhatu Patha, look there. All right. And you will find, and when you do it, don't just look at the form. Now start saying the meaning. Pathati, he reads. He, she, it, you don't. You can say she, you can say he, doesn't matter. Whichever you like. I read, we both read. Make it a habit. For a few, then once it enters the system, forget about it. It's like driving, it's on autopilot after that. Okay. All right. So I'll stop now and I will take questions. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Before I take questions, somebody sent me a question saying, two things. One, people still send me a mail saying, please send me a link, please include me, send me a recording. I cannot really cater to everyone's individual request. You have to become part of the group. There are two groups, okay? One is called announcements, which is not for Sanskrit class. Another group is for Sanskrit class, which came when you registered on Zoom, you got a mail. Please make sure you are in the Sanskrit class group to receive the mails. I have been doing for 2 days, including everybody who attends the class. I add them manually to the list and send it. But I won't do it for too long. Maybe I'll do it for 1 day or 2 max. By that time, if you're not in the group, you will not get the mails. And if you send me mail, I will not respond to them. Okay? I'll be unkind to you so that you do it, what has to be done. All right, that's one thing. Secondly, there's a question about, can the slides that we showed, the audio, can it be played on a mobile? I believe they can be played. All right. I'm now going to ask Kirti Vardhan to explain how it can be done. Kirti?
Yes, Swami, just give me a minute. I'll join from my device.
Okay. And if I need to give permissions, tell me what you need. Share screen, right? Okay. Spotlight from me. Yes, now you're spotlighted, Kirti. I should allow you to share screen, right? I have allowed all participants to share screen, so you're okay.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah, take your time. I'll take questions after this is done. Okay. Mute, unmute.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
So for the device, right? Any mobile device, be it Apple or Android, there is an app called Google Drive. So on the link which on the mail which Swamiji sends, there is a link. I am sharing the link on the chat page on in the meeting. Which is
Sanskrit. That's fine. Yeah, I think they know that probably.
Right. So if you click on that link, it takes us to.
You want to share screen and show it? You can do it.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Yeah, basically how to do it on a mobile is the question.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we open it on the phone, I will just share my screen now. Okay. The meeting ID, it seems.
Need me to do anything? You're muted now. I can't hear you.
Asking for meeting ID.
Huh? Kirti, you're muted, okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
now you're back. Yeah.
Just give me a second.
Yeah.
From the mobile device, it's asking for meeting ID. I'm just trying to.
What do you need? Meeting ID?
Yeah. Do you have the meeting ID handy?
I'll give it in a second. Just give me a second. I'll tell you. Go to my page and look for it. This meeting.
Shall I?
Swamiji, it's 868.
Yeah.
868 7241 0958. Amaravani.
You heard it? 868-7241-0958. Password is Amaravani.
Just typing down.
Any difficulty? You want me to give you some time?
Oh,
We can do it tomorrow if you think there's a problem.
okay. No, I think. Is it coming? Can I?
No, I don't see anything right now, except your face. Maybe you have to switch your video off and put the screen, share screen. I don't know. But if you have difficulty, we can do it tomorrow. No stress.
Think it should be
Yeah.
done now.
Now, yeah, now your screen's
Is it
showing. Yeah.
visible? Yeah.
Okay, that's a mobile. Correct. We see the
So,
mobile now.
So this is the mobile. Now this is essentially the slides page, right? If you want to see how to go there, this is Google Drive, right? When you open the link which is sent on the email, we reach this page. Okay. On that, in the references folder, Dhatu Rupa slides. This is how they open. Right? You can see the triangle on top. Click on that, and you can see the slide opening. Right?
Do we have to load any app for this on the mobile?
The app is Google Drive.
No, we have to load it up front, or does it do it automatically?
So it will be there.
You have to
on
go to
any
Play Store and
Android
load it?
device. For Apple, you'll have to download it. Sorry?
Repeat.
So for any Android device, it will be there preloaded on the phone.
Okay.
For any Apple device, you will have to download it.
Okay. Is that clear to everybody? Okay, go on.
Okay, so bottom left, you'll be able to change the slide as they were.
Now go to any one and show how this sound can be done.
And when you click on the button next to learn, it'll start on its own. Not sure if my volume can be heard here.
No, volume doesn't matter, but that's the way it is done.
So this is
Chitra,
how.
is that clear? Harini and Chitra, two people asked me. Please unmute yourself and answer.
Yeah, Swamiji.
Yeah, you can do it right now and see if it works. And if it still doesn't work, you can ask him tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay,
Harini, is Harini there?
Yes, sir. I tried with my phone. It is working now.
It's working? Good. All right. Good. All right. Lakshmi, you can put the spotlight back on me.
Thank you.
We will excuse Kirti Vardhan. Thank you, Kirti. Okay. So now I will take your questions. Give me a second. Archana first.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Yeah.
Swamiji, I just wanted to ask, like for dhatus like drish, which became pashyati in Kartari prayoga, but
Yeah.
in karmani we saw that it was still dishyate.
Correct.
Is that a general thing for all the dhatus, which will change in Kartari but retain the same form in karmani?
No. The drish becoming Pashya in Kartari Prayoga is an exception, not common.
Okay.
But it is not one, there are many. Da will become Yacha, Gam will become Gacha, Ishu will become Icha. So you have a lot of things like that. But you know what? When you look at the total number of things, the exceptions are very few. The method we follow in learning is we give a general rule and we touch exceptions. So it's the quickest way of learning. General rule gives you majority, exception gives you a few more. You capture everything through rules and exceptions. Exception, exception to exception, exception to exception, you're done. That's the method. So if we are trying to understand how Pashyati comes, it will be part of an exception. But Drishyate is part of the general rule. Drish will come, we'll have to add a ya and then add a te. We're done. Pat, pathyate, lab, labhyate, gam, gamyate. You know, you name it, almost. Again, not everyone. There will be differences. Stu. Stu will become stuyate. It becomes stuyate. Ooh, it will become. Gai won't become gayate. Giyate. Ma, miyate. Exceptions. Exceptions with a group. So if you know the rule of one exception, you know everything in that group. That's the way Panini has taught. It's amazing. It's just amazing to see how the teaching is made simple by going after set-based operations. It's everything is set-based. We talk of that today in the world of relational databases. You know, Panini knew it way back. How to handle sets, all set operations. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Swamiji.
Yes, Douglas.
Namaste, Swamiji. Thanks.
Namaste.
The tenses, the names, they're called lad lakara, lid lakara, ling lakara. Does the name have some sort of significance for how we're going to do the conjugation, or are those just names?
Well, see, obviously the name is indicating to you how the prefixes will change, how the suffixes will change, what kind of changes will happen. It is important. That's why in every form I will say it is lat lakara, dhatu and lakara. Karmani prayoga, kartari prayoga, which dhatu, which lakara, parasmaipadi, atmanepadi, all that is mentioned in each. So there is significance to it. So for example, suppose you're doing drit lakara. Drit lakara happens to be future. Now the way the naming is very simple. You just have to add vowels, okay? You start with the consonant la. What's the first vowel in the language? A. Right? Lat. Ta is ending letter. Okay? Lat. Second vowel is what? Next sound in a different place. E. A. You read it. E. Lit. Next is what? U. Lut. Then R. Rit. Then A. Late. Then O. Lot. Stop there. No lout. Now you come back to A. Instead of ta, you add nga. Kakha gagha nga. You get lung, ling, lung, ring. Job is over. So the names are very easy to remember. Each one is just a vowel added, nothing more than that. And the endings are ta or nga. And those endings will tell you something later. It's used for a rule. Everything I told you, every single letter in these is meant to be used very usefully for grammar. This is not how, see, I told you, whole grammar is human intellect's creation. It is not something which is there in language. This is Panini's mind. So it does have a significance. So if you're looking at writ, we will say when you're doing rit, anything which has rit or ring, then you must add a pratyaya called sya after the dhatu. What will happen now? Bhu will become bhavishya. Pati will become patishya. Lab will become lapsya. Some sandhi rules will happen. So you get now what? Once you added that, bhavishyati, patishyati, gamishyati, karishyati, it's all there. In 2 minutes, I got the form. I just need to know how to add on sya and on it marker is there. In the dhatu, I said it on it. It tells you whether to add any, when to add it, where to add it. Once you know the rule, I know how to make rit forms like this. It's over. That's why everything has a purpose. When you have lat in atmanepada, there's a quick trick that he uses to say how to get the forms from the basic forms. That te, ite, ante, how to get it. You have to make a into a, and that is used by the t in the lat. So every letter which I am mentioning has a purpose. In the lakara names, nothing is useless. For the gram, if you are trying to use the methods of gram, if not, it's just a name. If you're not trying to use the methods as Panini teaches us, then it's just a name. You could call it just future and not call it lit. Makes no difference. But in the method, it has a lot of value because we are overloading something to each character. Every character is added deliberately. It's like when you're packaging a dress, you write on the package small, large, extra large. Right? You write color. You write men, women. You write maiden. If there's a warranty, you write that. So all this is part of packaging information. It's not part of the stuff inside, but it's packaging information. That is exactly how lakaras are. The only information is thing, but packaging tells you how to modify it. That's why lat, lit, late, lung, lot, everything has a meaning. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else, Douglas?
Yeah, actually, I do. In the ashtadhyayi, in the listing for each verb, there was a bunch of information. No, there was the name of the verb, that it was clearly pronounced, the group, parasmaipada, that it takes an object, and at the end it says sid.
Correct.
What does that mean?
Okay. You will not need it right now, but it means the vowel I. E. Okay. Now, when I told you create the future tense of bhu dhatu, okay, it becomes bhavishyati. All right. So how did bhava become bhavi? How did e come? That is the it. So if you look at bhu, it will say say it along with an it. But if you go to pa dhatu, the form is pasyati, not pisyati. It will be an it.
So we'll see it later.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is it is something useful, but it's a little involved to discuss right now. So I don't want to get it. Okay. Since you asked, I gave you an answer, but I wouldn't get into it otherwise. Okay.
Thank you.
We will go slowly because see, what you're being told each day is a lot. It's not small amount of data I'm giving you, but I'm just presenting it in a way which is logical. So you can smoothly go through it, but it will take you years to glean it from a book. Because there are nuances, you know, and you understand it after years. Sometimes you wake up one morning and say, oh, this is what Maharaj has done. It's amazing to wake up with that idea. So I'm trying to structure it in a way so that we hit the road running while getting more bang for the buck. So we'll see how we can build it up. This is my hope that we can do a good job. Let us try. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Uma.
Swamiji, this is related to that dhatu. In case of bhuvadi sattayam, we have pata coming under bhuvadi sattayam. How do I?
What's coming? Pata. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So there are some, there are 10 categories now. How do
Correct.
I know which one comes under which category? Like, is there any basis for this
Don't-
categorization?
Is there any?
Basis for this categorization?
There
One-
is. It is. I'll tell you what. See, right now, do you see a participant list on your site? Zoom participant list.
Yes, yes.
You see. Are they in a sequence?
No.
Hey, they're in some sequence, right? Participant list on the side. If you're a gallery view.
Yeah, correct,
Maybe you
correct.
don't- I don't know. You can at least see participants, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see it or no?
Yeah, I'm seeing it in a different view. List should be
Okay.
alphabetical, I guess.
See, no. I'm just saying there's a list. Okay, for example, I am saying Shainesh Kumar, Bhuma Vedantam, Harsha Lakshmikant, Kirti Vardhan, Lakshmi S, Vaijayanti. This is how I'm saying the list. Okay.
Mm.
Now I will tell you. There's a group begin with Bhuma. Okay. Now, where will it end? Suppose as the next group is beginning with Vaijayanti. Between Bhuma and Vaijayanti, whoever is there is one group. That's the
Oh.
basis. They are
Oh.
read in a sequence by Panini.
Oh,
That's the sequence you're seeing in Ashtadhyayi when you look at Dhatu Pata. Exactly
okay.
the sequence. So after about 1000 dhatus, you will find it will go to Ada. Then
okay.
Adadi will begin there. It's just
Okay.
a running list where you're telling where the cutoffs are.
Oh, okay. Understood.
it?
Oh,
And
yes.
don't worry about it right now.
Okay.
What you need is, suppose I tell you a dhatu. Certain times, today we don't know, but there are rules which will help you to do the conjugation of dhatu depending on which group it belongs to. There are rules based on a group.
Okay.
For that, you better know which group it belongs to. And that, how will you know? Look at dhatu pata, I will tell you. You don't have to know anything more. It will
Okay.
tell you it belongs to Bhuadi or Adadi.
Okay.
You don't care how the list is formed. You care which group it belongs to start.
Okay. Okay.
Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Harsha?
Swamiji, so that shloka that you were thinking about was, I think, Bunjate te tvagam papaha ye
Correct. Ye pachanti atma karana. Thank you. Bhunjate te tvagam papaha ye pachanti atma karana. Ones who cook only for themselves, they will only eat papa. They don't get punya. Why? Too selfish, too individualistic. Contribute, be a contributor and consume. Don't be a consumer. That is Bhagavan's message.
And
Right.
that is atmanepada, the
Huh?
Bunjate.
Bhunjate. No, don't worry too much about that. I only meant it in terms of saying atma karana. That's the word, okay? Means atmane. That's all I was catching. Not about the, the bhunjate atmanepada. That's not what my focus was. We can look into it, but that was not my interest right now. Atma karanat is equal to atmane for the sake of oneself. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for looking it up.
Swamiji, I had one other question on the
Yeah.
bhava prayoga.
Yeah.
Bhave prayoga. So in Hindi, if we say dekh liya, I mean, it's a question and answer can be dekh liya. So we don't specify who saw what or how many people, what was seen.
See, yeah, in a way. See, why dekh liya? Dekha. Dekha. Kya dekha didn't say. Right? But in dekha, it is kartari. It is kartari. Dekha means you saw. It's clearly an agent. You saw. Dikha. Was it seen? Was it seen? Dikha kya? Dekha kya? Did you see it? Dikha kya? Was it seen? Kartari karmani. Bhave basically just means you are giving the meaning, the abstract meaning of the activity. Nothing. Sthiyate. Standing is done by him. What does it mean? He stands. That's all. Ramena sthiyate means Rama stands. I don't want to say Rama stands. I want to say standing is done by Rama. Why? There's some usage. As I said, bhave prayoga, we will not see too much. Kartari karmani, we better be in good shape because they are very common. And unless you spot the difference, we will be totally confused. Because normal thinking is, whatever is in first case is the karta. That is true of kartari prayoga. But if you karmani prayoga, the karma is in first case, and that one little fact has kept me struggling with Sanskrit for years long ago in school, not knowing what it meant. So when I got that one clue, I said, wow, what a revelation. Because it makes the sentence so much clearer after that.
So, Swamiji, in the example Maya Drishyate, that is bhave prayoga.
If I did not give an object, yes.
If I say Maya Drishyam,
Maya Drishyam, how will you say? You have to know. Drishyam, there is no ending. How will you say Drishyam? You have to use Titaha Anti, Te. You have to atmanepadi endings. Te, ite, ante. Se, ite, dve. Id, vahe, mahe. So you have to stick with that. Drishyate, drishyete, drishyante. Drishyase, drishyete, drishyadve. Drishye, drishyavahe, drishyamahe. Where is Drishyam? Nasti. That's an invalid form. Think it is not. You are making a noun form. Drishya becomes Drishyam. That's a different word. That's a noun, which means it's a sight. Drish, here, that which should be seen. It's a participle form. Don't mix them up. First thing you see is, does it have a thing ending or not? Only if it has a thing ending, it's your tingantapada. Then you look, is it Kartari, karmani or bhave? Otherwise, don't go there. Drishyam is weeded out because it does not have a thing ending at all.
okay, sir.
Okay. Yes. Devasya.
Namaste, Swamiji. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah. I was just thinking, Swamiji, see, in Kartari prayoga, suppose I say patami, I don't have to say aham, it's implied already there. Aham patami.
Correct.
Whereas in karmani, is it always the case? It's not the case, I think. Karmani and bhave prayoga.
Give me an example. Karmani.
Drishyate.
Okay. See, if you are a speaker and you say drishyate, right? I only know one thing. Something is seen. That's all I know. I don't know by whom. I don't know. Now I can ask Devasya, kena drishyate? By whom is it seen? Kim drishyate? What is seen? You have to answer. If you say, I won't tell you, then I can't do anything. It is vivaksha. What do you wish to reveal to me? You're talking to me. You say drishyate. Drishyate va? Yes. Do you see? Yes, it is seen. Okay. Suppose you and I both know. Okay. We are both looking for something. You say drishyate. I said, wonderful. So contextually, it might be there. Say, for example, Hanuman went to Lanka and all over to look for Sita. When he comes back to Rama, Rama wants to know what? Was she seen or not? He starts by saying, Drishta. Means seen. Job is over. Everything else is secondary now. If you said Sita, Rama has to think, Sita seen or not seen? First word is Drishta. Second word, Sita. Third word, Maya. Complete. So in the same way, I'm saying a lot of our talk is really contextual. It's really contextual. Suppose after you finish the question, I say, okay, now, Harsha, what does it mean? Harsha is the next person to ask a question. All that is implied. In a conversational style, there's so much implied in the context. So if you say drishyate, what it means is that's all the information. Something is seen. Suppose we are talking. We are on a safari in Africa. And you say, hey, have you seen the lions? Have you seen the lion? Have lions been seen by you? And after 5 minutes, it's drishyate. It's being seen right now by me. What? I don't ask you. I know it's a lion. Contextual. But I didn't hear what you were saying earlier. Now I say, Kim drishyate? What is seen by you? Elephant. Oh, gajo drishyate va. Kutra, where is it? Then I will look that direction. That's how conversation flows. All right.
Yeah. So, Swamiji, I think this idea is implied in the Udesha Vakya of Yajnavalkya, Atma Vari Drishtavya Srotavya. Is that the same connection? Atma is to be seen, to be meditated upon. Is that sense? Atma Vari
What's the exact question there? I didn't understand. Atma Vare Drashtavya Shrotavyaha,
Shrotavya,
Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha. That's a
Dhatusya.
sentence. So what's the question now?
So is the case is that Atma is to be seen or meditated upon. Atma
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Atma is a common object for all of them. Atma is the object. Atma Vai. Why is Vai? Atma Vai Are. Are is Sambodhana. Kutsita Sambodhana to his wife, Maitreyi. Are Maitreyi. Atma Vai Drashtavya. Atma alone is to be seen. How? Shrotavyaha. How? Mantavyaha. How? Nididhyasitavyaha. With all these three, you will understand. You will know Atma. Drashtavya means to know. So there, the Tavya Pratyaya is really making a karma of Drish Dhatu. What is to be seen is said by Drashtavya. It's karmani prayoga. Equivalent. Therefore, Drashtavya. Kena. By you. Tvaya. Hey Maitreyi. Tvaya Atma Drashtavya. That's what we have to say there. It's implied. Because he's talking to Maitreyi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Feel free. Okay. Yes, Shainesh.
Swamiji, I think I forgot my question. Okay.
Good. Then you remember it and come back.
One second. Swamiji, my question is about this atmanepadi, parasmaipadi, because some dhadus like asa bhuvi or hase hasane, asti, hase hasane, hasadi, hasada hasandi, it looks like it's atmanepadi, but it's parasmaipadi. Why is that?
Why does it look like atmanepadi to you?
I mean, exist means it's asa bhuvi means exist.
Okay. So asa bhuvi means to exist. Correct. So what now about that?
How can it become a parasmaipadi word actually?
Look, I told you. What's your basis to say it cannot be parasmaipadi? I told you one thing clearly. The idea that if a dhatu is ubhayapadi, first condition, if a dhatu is ubhayapadi, then there was a convention that is the actions result only for the person who is doing it or for others also. As dhatu is not ubhayapadi. As dhatu is parasmaipadi only. All right. That parasmaipada does not mean for others there. It just means 9 endings. Do not confuse. Do not say for others for yourself. Don't bring that idea in. You'll be in trouble. The endings are just endings.
Oh, this is my
Any dhatu
confusion
can have.
actually. I
Sorry?
get confused by this. Yeah.
Don't get confused. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Remove them. Understand there are 18 endings, 2 sets, 9 and 9. I can say use this 9 or that 9 or both. That's the choice of the language. It has nothing to do with you and I. In some cases, I told you it's archaic, it's not honored. I said all that. Why are you holding on to that idea? Drop it.
It's a mental
just
block.
2 endings. Yeah. It's like this. Okay. You go to the shop. You go to the shop. You have 2 choices, black or white shoes. You have 2 choices. Both will fit your feet. Okay. Size is same. Number 9. Black or white. Does it make a difference? You say, no, today I'm wearing orange t-shirt. I mean, therefore I like white. Okay, go for white. No problem. Only if you are allowed to have both. Suppose I say, given your skin color, you should not wear black. Suppose. Then you will only go for white. But shoe size is same. Shoe comfort is same. Only difference is color. What difference does it make to you? But some people are told. So when you go for a game, you know, you have a game between Kolkata Knight Riders and, you know, some other Delhi some team, right? So what do you do now? You say one will wear green, one will wear white. That's uniform. Suppose they change the uniform, what will happen? Nothing will happen. But in the game, you better don't do that. That's how it is. You decide which will take atmanepada, which will take parasmaipadi. That's the language. You decide means the language already has it. Grammar is only discovering and codifying what is already in the language. It is not creating rules from out of thin air. This is how the language is.
Contextual application.
There is no context here. I'm just telling you that's how the language is. Why should I say is to mean is? Why not goose? There's no reason. Is means is. That's it. That's how the language is. We are trying to make the language more understandable by putting grammar rules. That's human mind. The language is just what it is. Parasmaipada, atmanepadi, all these are the brilliant, machinations of Panini Maharaj to help us understand, and his predecessors, not just Panini. Panini had his predecessors. Hanumanji was supposed to be a person who studied 9 Vyakaranas, not one. So you can understand there are 9 ways of explaining the language, not one. Essentially, it's like this. Suppose I gave you a program. You're a software man, are you?
No.
No, okay. But suppose you had a piece of software, okay? You can reverse engineer it in 10 ways. What do our drug industries do in India? What's the problem? You have a drug. The companies outside want to say you should have intellectual property rights on the product, right? And nobody should make that product. We don't agree. We say what? We have a process. We agree the process. We don't copy your process. We'll create any process. Now you look at the chemical compound, you understand everything about it. And somehow if you are able to come up with a process to create that same medication, we say we are not under your copyright business, intellectual property. We'll do it our way. This is a huge problem. Why? It is a process copyright we accept, not a product. If you look, the language is a product. Grammar is a process. You can 5 different processes to arrive at the same product. And the process does not in any way change the product. It is only trying to understand or get that product what it is. So Panini grammar is one of them. Therefore, this atmanepada, parasmaipadi is one school of grammar. Another school may not have it. So you have to just stay with what is and say this is how it is.
Yeah, we are a simple thing. We are complicating it. Yeah.
Okay, if you can do it differently, please do.
Yeah.
All right.
But that is
so
an
you have your
explanation.
views.
Yeah.
See, for your view, it's simple and complex. We want to understand the whole language. You have to look into what's the purpose of grammar. Then you come back with your comments on it.
That's true.
If all I want to know is, how to go to school and come back, how to eat, I don't need grammar, correct?
That's true.
All right.
That's true.
Drop grammar and see what happens to your studies. See what happens.
That's true.
Yeah.
My next question is, Swamiji, this lot lagara and witherling, is there a similarity in application actually?
Yeah, there is. We will look into it later. They have a similar, there are several meanings which are same in both of them. They are options. You can use one or the other.
Okay.
True. It's true.
And the third thing is, it's just a statement. I got triggered by your session you conducted in March, about this Manjari, because Vadhyar and Son did not change the font for a long time, difficult to read. And ashtadhyay.com, as you rightly said, it's wide extensive. You go into different things. So what I'm doing is that I'm putting the whole thing in an Excel, in a Google sheet, copying all the Dhadurubas in Dhadumanjari, and all the lakara, 5 lakaras, Sannanda, Yanganda, all the Kridandas, and all the other forms. I'm just working on it, at least 5 per day, and I'll share it maybe in the months to come, actually.
You see, you can copy all of them for ashtadhyay.com. It's pretty straightforward if you like to.
Because if you put
you decide what helps you, you're welcome to do it, and if somebody interested, you're welcome to share it. But what I would say is this. If you look at Dhatu Manjari, 80-90% will be fine. There'll be a few places where you have a problem. I use a pen and correct where I want. That's enough for me. You choose what you like.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, and if it's something others value, you're welcome to share it.
Thank you.
Yes, Kirti.
The Ashtadhyay data is already given on GitHub. So you don't necessarily need to copy it. Just a point. They have put everything up on GitHub.
So Shainesh, that input is coming to you. That all the data is already available on something called GitHub.
GitHub. Okay.
I don't know more about it, okay?
GitHub.
And I will leave that for an offline discussion.
Okay. Because I tried, I couldn't get it. That's why I'm doing this round way.
Then it'll become an IT session otherwise now. I don't want to get into. Any other questions on Sanskrit? We stop.
Swamiji, one question. It's a basic question.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to know if we have to download Sanskrit scripts. Say if we have to ask you a question or anything like that. What would be the script that we should download?
You mean to type Sanskrit?
Yes.
Are you using it? See, I'll tell you what. First, if you go and look on the README, you'll find some things.
Hmm.
All right. Personally, I use Baraha on the Windows platform. If you're a laptop, if you're a Mac person, Lakshmi, Kirti, what's the site? You can send that by chat probably. So, are you Apple or Windows person?
Windows.
Windows Baraha will work fine.
Hmm.
Okay. And the one that Kirti will send you, the link, that link, if you like, you can also type it in Grantha, Tamil.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Apple Lexigos. That's for Apple. I don't know if it's also for Windows. I'm not sure.
Still, it is platform agnostic, Swamiji.
Okay, it's platform agnostic, which means it'll work for both platforms. Okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's he sent you the link on chat.
Sure.
Lexigos.com/key. But personally, I find Baraha is pretty decent. Okay. There's another piece of software called what's that now? iTrans. Old software, iTrans 2003.
Oh.
That's another software you can look at. But Baraha is pretty decent, and there is one more which you will find on this on the help from Vyoma. Vyoma Sanskrit Labs. In their help, you'll find one more. And they say they use it. It's developed by IIT Kanpur or something.
Oh, is it?
I didn't find it. It's free. It doesn't cost you. Baraha license will cost you some money. Some 1,200 or 500 or something like that. I don't know exactly. But I find Baraha pretty decent. What you can do with Baraha is this. See, Baraha runs memory resident way, which means it's like this. I'll show you. I'll exit it first. Okay. Now I have got Baraha installed on my laptop. All right. What I do now is I will share the screen so you'll see what will happen. Okay. You see the screen now, right?
Yes.
My screen. Okay. So now I just go and I run this program called Baraha IME.
Okay.
All right. Once it is done, you will see it will come up with a screen like this.
Oh, okay.
And it's gone. Now nothing is seen. All right. Now the point is it is sitting in my tray. It's running memory resident. Baraha.
Okay.
Okay. Now I can say set the language. Can you read this? What I'm showing?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Assamese, Bengali, you have all these, right? So Sanskrit is here. So I know Control 0 is Sanskrit. I know it very well.
Okay.
All right. So if I select Sanskrit, now it's going to be in Sanskrit. F12 will toggle it. Okay. So I'll say Sanskrit now. All right. Now I'm going to go into a document. All right. So let's say I'm on this document. Okay. And now I want to type your name, Bhuma. Right. See what happened? I got ba. By typing B, I get ba. Type BH, I get bhu. Ba. U will give bhu. Capital U will make it bhu. M, uppercase A, Bhuma. Okay. Next, I want English. I'll just hit F11 and say BHUMA.
Okay.
This is how I make my documents. It's very simple. You can toggle back and forth.
Okay.
And you can now convert Bhuma, right? And you say, I want to see how it look in Tamil. Right? You can go here and say convert to Tamil. Okay. I don't know Tamil, but is it right?
No, it's correct.
That is Baraha's magic. Okay. You don't have to worry about it.
Automatically translates the entire thing.
It will convert to that script. So far as you use Unicode forms. Is that clear?
Thank you so much.
And when you don't want this behavior, you just go and say, go here and exit it.
Okay.
So it's pretty straightforward.
Thank you so much.
This is how even the other software from IIT Madras will work. Similar, IIT, whatever the software is. All right.
Thank you so much.
Very straightforward, very easily usable. Somebody is sending Pramukh IME. Balmurli. Do you use it, Balmurli? Bala?
Yeah, Malti is using it. Yeah, she said that.
Is it good? Comfortable?
Very good, it seems. Free and it's very good.
And it's free, right?
It's
Yes.
free.
So pramukh.com. So you got that also in the, is that only for Windows or for Apple as well?
I think we have tried it on Windows. Yeah, not on Apple.
Only for Windows.
Only for Windows. So Windows generally, I think you have more options, by the way. So Pramukh IME.
Thank you,
All right.
sir.
So you
Thank
can
you.
play with either of them. And Baraha, if you still get it, if you go to version 8, it's free.
Okay.
Okay. It used to be like that. But now version 10 or 11 something is with the license, you have to pay some, not a big amount of money. It's once in life, pay for it.
It's okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Anything else? Sampath, you're okay today? No question?
A
Okay.
little bit, I have to go through it again, Swamiji.
Okay. All right. Fine. So we'll stop now.